Today I wanted to talk about attachments within Rainbow Six Siege. So I did put up a poll regarding this, which I actually haven't checked yet, so this will be my first reaction to your guys' comments. It has 19k votes. Wow, I did not expect that many people to vote. So it has 86% yes, 14% said no. I pretty much just asked if Rainbow Six Siege should have a variety more attachments and have even brand new ones like stock, etc. And yeah, the majority of you said yes. So let's read the comments, but before we do that, I'm just going to explain what I would prefer, and then we're going to go through what you guys would want. So I would love to have a little tab, or when you customize your operator, there would be another option where you, or just, you know, where you change your loadout. Maybe if they kind of had like a massive redesign on that. And if you look at my thumbnail, I will put it up on screen. I would love, so like the weapon B's there, and like you can go to each section of the gun, you click, you left click or click A on Xbox or X on PS4, you select your attachment, and then there would just be a variety of attachments. You could have the reflex, hollow, vortex sight, and a bunch of other sights. One thing I do believe though, I would love to see more attachments, but I wouldn't want too many like Call of Duty. I would just want an additional 1 or 2 to every section. I would love to see another sight be added. I would love to see another like under barrel, so there would be foregrip, the angled grip, and some sort of other grip. I would love to see another muzzle. We have silencer, flash hider, so on. I would love to see another one, and so on, so on. So yeah, I would love to see 1 or 2 more of each thing, and then you can go to that section and just like fully customize your weapon. That is something I would love to see, and it seems like 86% of you guys would love to see that too. So let's click on comments. This is my first reaction to your guys' comments. I'm just going to read all the top comments, or just ones I see. Before they do that, they should change the extended barrel and silencer to make them a more viable option, but I could totally see something like this in Rainbow. I totally agree, the extended barrel and silencer don't ever get seen. They really need to do something about this. I also believe the red dot should be changed as well, so I think you should have said the extended barrel, silencer and red dot. These are the 3 attachments that we don't ever get seen. The only time you're ever going to get seen a red dot is either on a gun like One Eye, where it takes up so much space, or maybe like the sights just aren't viable. I don't know, but then again, putting a red dot on someone like One Eye would take up even more of the screen when using the AUG. So yeah, you don't ever really see the red dot get picked, nor do you the extended barrel or silencer. I think the only reason the extended barrel does not get seen much is because Rainbow Six Siege is a one-shot headshot game. So I don't think having extra damage at long distance will do too much when hitting them in the head, no matter the gun, would just be instant kills. So I think that's the reason the extended barrel doesn't get picked too much, and I don't think there would ever be a way to change it, because Rainbow Six Siege will always be a one-shot headshot. As for the silence, I'm not entirely sure what the silencer does in Rainbow Six Siege because I don't use it. I think it decreases damage, maybe. I don't think that should be the case. I think the damage should be the same whether the silencer is on or not. I think the only change it should have is that it's less accurate. That is the only change I think they should have. All the other attachments doesn't affect damage. It just makes it more accurate. So why could the silencer just have the same damage but less accurate? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure other games that have a silencer take that same approach as well. I believe in Call of Duty, adding the silencer does more damage, which is crazy. But yeah, I agree with your comment, the extended barrel and silencer should have a rework. Yes, we need more sights, like adding a scope that zooms times 1.5. I completely agree. I believe the ACOG is 2 times, I'm not entirely sure. But I think what this guy's trying to say is that we should have a scope between the hollow zoom and the ACOG zoom. Like, if the hollow zoom is 2 zoomed out and the ACOG is 2 zoomed in, and then you could add the sight that is just in the middle ground of those 2. So I believe adding that would make a really great course for the game. I think overall, now thinking about it, if we did, if Ubisoft added all these variety of attachments, you could do with buffing and nerfing operators with this. Because notice how when an operator is too strong like Maestro, they just remove the ACOG. So imagine if a operator is really weak, they could have a attachment added to them, which is kind of like a indirect buff or indirect nerf to someone, changing around their loadout. So just think if we had like these attachment system in the game, you could just like buff and nerf operators just by choosing what attachments they are allowed to use. So that would be really good to see. Custom sights for sure. I'm colorblind and it's hard to use the red dot colors sometimes, even on ACOG. I completely agree. I don't know why they don't just have a colorblind option overall for the game. I believe like literally every single game has a colorblind option apart from Rainbow. I don't know what's holding them back on doing that. But yeah, I would love to see you be able to change the colors of the sights. That would be really interesting to see. It would, yeah, help out the colorblind community, and it would just be really interesting and fun to be able to change the color of your sight. And I think just adding a bunch of attachments, and not too many, being able to change the colors and attachments, it would also help for content for YouTubers, because you see videos like best settings, best operators, but you don't see too many videos on like best attachments. So it would be really fun watching others people's like videos on the best attachments, what attachments they use for weapons, and being able to see what all the pros use, what attachments they use. It would just be really good. Could cause some balancing issues. I would like the ability to change my reticles though. I enjoy the reflex sight's openness but hate the triangle. So this guy is kinda in the middle. He believes adding more attachments could hurt the game, but he would love to see you be able to change the sights with the attachment we have at the moment. So being able to have the reflex sight and change the reticle in the middle. Or maybe having a holographic sight and having the green triangle on that side. So he would love to see you be able to switch them around, but I think what he's saying is maybe adding attachments could cause some balancing issues, which yes, is entirely true. Anything you add to any game could have balancing issues, so you just gotta be careful how you approach it. But yeah, variety is definitely good with attachments, just not across the board. I like things that are weapon or operator specific, like the special holographic sight for Mozzie, Nokk and Frost, or the long barrel attachment. I completely agree. Like I was saying earlier, it would be really good to see them buff or nerf operators by allowing them to choose certain sights. Like maybe if Rook's too strong, he only has the availability to certain sights or certain attachments, and then if someone is really weak like Nokk, she has more availability to these attachments than someone like Rook wouldn't have the availability to. So yeah, I completely agree. It could help the game overall on buffing and nerfing operators, how Mozzie, Nokk and Frost only have it, so it does give them kind of that indirect buff. And it would be nice to see more operators in the future have certain sights that other operators don't have. Okay, this one doesn't have too many comments, but I thought this was a interesting topic to talk about. Captain Al said, possibly being able to remove stocks for rifles on certain 2 speeds for more mobility but high recoil. So that is really interesting. I think be able to do it with all speeds. I'm not entirely sure though, but this comment brings me to what I wanted to state is, what if like, yeah, we could remove the stocks, so you could ADS, like the ADS speed would be faster but then you have more recoil, or being able to have extended mags, so you have +5 bullets but the reload speed would be plus 0.5 seconds, or you could have -5 bullets and the reload speed would be -0.5 seconds. I don't know how Rainbow Six Siege would do sort of attachments and having the pros and cons, because the sights we have at the moment don't change anything. Like adding a flash hider doesn't change ADS speed compared to like a silencer, or having the reflex doesn't change the ADS speed compared to a ACOG. So this game doesn't have like the whole pros and cons things to adding attachments. But what if they did? What if ACOGs were too strong, so they made it so the ACOG ADS speed was slower than the holo? That would be interesting to see that sort of change come to the game. So instead of having to remove the ACOG on operators like Maestro, what if they just made it so overall across the board ACOGs had a slower ADS speed compared to holos? So maybe people would pick holos if they want to play that fast paced gameplay. I don't know, maybe I'm going a bit too far, but yeah, like I said, let me know your feedback. I low-key miss the grey colour holo sight. Maybe they should add more colour variation. Yes, I totally agree. They should be able to, like, just imagine if everything was customizable in this game. I really wish, like, I love the game how it is, but I really wish they went big and like just beyond for the customization in Rainbow Six Siege. Yes, it gets to a point where it's too much and it could introduce more emberized things which would cause harm to the game, but I would love the customization to be really big, just like it all have an overhaul, and I could just like a whole workshop space where you could just fully customize your character, what they wear and so on. Like, I know this doesn't really have anything to do with attachments, like this kind of segment of the video, but I just want to talk about how the game as a whole could improve and just kind of things that I wish for in Rainbow Six Siege. Let me know in the comments down below like your kind of wish list for Rainbow, but I would love to see a like whole workshop where you could change your characters, loadout, change like specific parts of a gun. But it does get to a point where maybe that's a bit too much and it's taken away from the FPS side of Rainbow Six Siege and more of a character customization game. Like CSGO, you don't really have like character customization, it's more of just FPS, just jump in and kill people. But there is one thing I would really love to see in Rainbow Six Siege. How Apex Legends has limbs and CSGO has knives and gloves. I would really love to see that in Rainbow. Like, yeah, we have Black Ice, but I feel like having a Black Ice skin in Rainbow Six Siege isn't as rare and hype than it is having a knife in CSGO. So I would really love them to see add a weapon skin that is higher than legendary, that is like a red tier and is really rare, that only like 1% of the Rainbow community has. Just make it really insanely rare. That would be really nice to see. But yeah, maybe I'm going a bit off topic, but let me know in the comments down below your ideas on the whole attachment workshop thing, and comment down below your wish list for Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I hope it was just short and sweet and you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for the continuous support on my videos. I appreciate you guys. You know, a couple months ago I didn't think I would be anywhere where I am today, and it's insane that people are continuously supporting me regardless of how I sound and my voice. And you know, because I am half deaf, I am gonna have a lisp, and yes, I know sometimes it is annoying to listen to, but I appreciate the people that will stick around and enjoy my content, and without you guys I wouldn't be where I am today, and I love you all. And you know, if you ever want to do something like YouTube, what I'm doing today, you know, you just gotta dream big and don't give up. Don't let anyone tell you different, because it is possible. You know, I used to listen to those, sorry if I'm, you know, going off topic, but you know, when I was young I used to always listen to those speeches where people would say like, oh, dream big and do this, you know, the whole speeches, motivation, and I never believed any of it, because I used to always listen to them. And it's like, yeah, it's easier said than done. Like, you can say to someone like dream big and believe it and it will happen. I never used to believe it. Like, it's easier said than done. But now, actually having it happen to me, I truly believe that it can happen to anyone. You know, with, in quotes, my annoying voice. If I can make it this far, I'm sure anyone can. So yeah, I do love you guys, and truly dream big and believe, don't give up. You gotta realize that don't just make 5 videos and they only get 20 views and oh, none of them went viral, I'm gonna give up. Just keep making videos. One of them will go big, and then once one of them does do big, you really gotta take advantage of that and grind out the videos after that, and hopefully you will grow. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for sticking around, and goodbye.